You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Real Housewives news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in the AfterBuzz TV studios for the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 4, Episode 12. I can't even believe we've watched 12 episodes already.
Yes.
12 long
Shaping
episodes.
up and shipping out.
It's getting better.
It is getting better. I'm very excited. Unfortunately, Stephanie Bauer is not here tonight. We miss her. She'll be back next week.
Love you, Stephanie.
But in studio, we do have Mr. Cameron Marston.
Good evening. Spray and pray.
Spray and pray. And Sir Mykee Wattz.
Hello, hello.
All right, guys. Let's get into this. I mean, we started the episode. Kim was very heavily throughout the episode. We haven't been getting too much Kim lately. But tonight she's there. Kroy, baby strapped in, looking like The Hangover.
Right.
Interesting.
This big old man can't carry his own kid. He needs the baby carriage.
What do they call them? Bjorns.
Is that what it's called?
Something like that. Some little carrying thing.
Well,
Is that the only wig she owns?
is that the only way? What?
The only
Holds
wig?
the baby.
No, the only wig that she owns.
Well, can I just explain? I mean, literally, she like lifted her wig up like this. She was like, Kroy. And I was like, are you lifting like comforter off of... Speaking of... we got
Got a little hair there.
piece of weave there. So the episode basically started out showing the difference in working out. You can do it Kim's way or you could do it Kandi's way.
The rap. That's the first time I've heard of the rap.
Yeah.
They
used to do the cellophane type.
Yeah, I've seen something similar to that. That was very like mummified. Or usually you do it. Don't you usually do it in like a spa and it's like one big wrap and then you sweat it out.
And that's how they used to do the cellophane, like saran wrap.
I've never even seen that.
Well, that's
She was wrapped very well.
that's like the Real Housewives of Detroit version. So basically, Kim doesn't want to work out, so she decides to get this herbal wrap, which I don't understand what was herbal about it. It looked like a normal...
Maybe there was a piece that we didn't see. Maybe.
Yeah. So this guy... Now, this is something Kroy showed her, that Kroy had to do in camp or something like that?
Right.
Okay. And then she had plastic bags tied to the bottom of her feet, walking around. Her daughter said she looked like Nicki Minaj.
Well, Nicki Minaj. Well, hold up. Cameron had pointed out. If you saw.
I'm against child exploitation.
Oh, really? Ooh. Those are pretty beads in the back, huh?
And we took a moment when he pointed out Brielle looking at herself in the window for so long to make sure she was looking right for the camera.
Which she was. I mean,
She actually
for
was.
a little girl.
Body's kind of she had big old titty.
Those little tits. Yeah.
I mean,
Breasts,
wait,
sorry.
Breasts.
Yeah.
Breasts.
Children's breasts.
That's children. Keyword.
That is the key word.
But okay, she got a body like a mama.
But I think it's probably starting to get her ahead. She's on TV now.
Yeah,
And like,
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few issues with Brielle today. I mean, I guess Kroy was leaving, but before we get that, this whole workout thing, they were basically comparing Kim working out, which was being wrapped up in this thing, and she was like shuffling around the house on a
The mini
trampoline, holding Kroy's hand because she needs help working. This is such an intensive workout. And then you have Kandi, who's lifting like truck tires and pulling 40, 50-pound weights, doing little tire, whatever they are, runs. And
I like Kandi's workout.
I liked Kandi, but I'm not going to lie, we did fast forward through a lot of Kandi's scenes today. And we find that we do that with Kandi a lot. We love Kandi. She's personally one of my favorites on the show.
She's a little boring.
A little. regular. I won't say boring. Just you kind of know what's gonna happen.
She's the only legit one.
Yeah, you kind of know what's gonna happen. Although what I've kind of got from Kandi, I think Kandi has a lot of growing up to do. She hangs around with her mom a lot, which I understand. Single, female, you have a daughter. But I don't know. Even like towards the end when we saw her get out the limo.
It's like her mom dropped her off.
Yeah. And like even just seeing
the play date.
And seeing Kandi standing there and just her like attitude towards people. Sometimes it can be very childish.
She's like, baby, y'all get along now.
And
well, don't you think being part of that whole, being part of Escape and being so young when her fame hit, you kind of, you fragment, you stop there, right? So
yeah,
she's going to be a child it's like a child actor.
It's like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You're a child star.
There you go. All right, well, sorry,
gone
Kandi.
too soon.
Get it, girl. So yeah, we have Kim. Then they, the whole thing with this is now Kroy is going away for training camp, and basically Kim is upset about this. They go out to go get Kim's first drink after being pregnant, which I kind of wanted a little more than that. I really want her to get plastered off that drink. Didn't happen.
Is she breastfeeding?
I don't think
we don't even see any interaction with her and the baby. Actually, I haven't even seen her hold that baby.
Yeah, it's usually Kroy.
Right.
She hasn't even touched the baby. Came out and just gave it to Sweetie.
No, but I must say, she must have clearly got tummy tuck or something.
All of that, yeah.
Because her body was already.
But she did say the last episode, or a couple episodes ago, she does the breast pump.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she pumps the milk.
Because depending on what type of surgery you still can breastfeed, but I was like, ooh, I don't know.
Even if you have, clearly she has had breast surgery.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Depending on what type of procedure.
Interesting.
But ow.
It's still safe to drink. And
I wouldn't.
But even still, she might just have to do the.
Come get your plastic, baby.
Right. But she may just have to. Still release the fluid.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe you're right. Maybe she doesn't use her own breast milk.
But she was looking bomb in that orange dress. I must say.
That's our best topic, guys.
Yeah.
Breast
milk.
Sorry.
Sorry. Oh, but she was looking bomb in that orange dress. I thought that was cute.
The zipper was hot.
Yeah.
Cute.
But that I swear that wig that gets
it looks like
heavier
it's
and
getting
heavier.
old and ratted now. And
She literally used 4 fingers to lift the top of her wig up, and I was just dying at that scene.
I'd like to see her in like a ponytail, slick back, Russian wall.
She used to do that kind of stuff, but now it's the wig just stays.
I just wanted to know what she was gonna do when she got in the hot tub with her and Croy. Like, where did you put your hair at?
Wisps of hair.
You ever see what is that movie called The Witches? At the end with Angela Bassett, they all take their hair off and they have like little strings. That's Kim underneath.
Poor Kim.
Love you. But no, speaking of the bathtub, as they're getting home and can't get into their house, which has security cameras and all this high tech stuff, but no one has the key to it. Sweetie and Kim's parents are setting up a romantic night for the couple.
I like that. That was cute. That was dope.
I like this too. I have a problem with Kim and Sweetie anyway. It's time for Sweetie to move on, and it's time for Kim to do something.
Well, I felt okay. Well, let's talk about that before we get into that. Because sitting down at the dinner table, Kroy kind of brought up the fact of like, I'm gonna be gone. I'm kind of worried. I'm stressed because who the hell's gonna watch this damn baby?
Right.
Who's gonna carry it? Who's gonna feed it? Who's gonna play with it? And she was like, "Oh well, I got Sweetie there for me." And we've kind of hinted to this in the past. We debated why Sweetie. We know Sweetie's not working for them anymore. Of why she's not there. So I'm kind of thinking, and I kind of think Kroy was just being nice. But he's over Sweetie. If we're gonna have help, we need real help. That's
Kim even said that Sweetie has an attitude problem now.
She's always felt Sweetie and Kim have always had attitude problems towards each other. But I guess she's saying it to Kroy now, in the sense of admitting to it. But,
and Kroy's being nice. He's like, it takes a certain kind of person. So that's like she gotta go.
So I think after Kroy gets back is when Sweetie's out.
But I'm on page with Kroy. I think Brielle and the other sister need to start doing some stuff around the house.
How about
See, she's sleeping.
Brielle, the other sister, and Kim? How about as a family we work together to raise this child that came out of my body? I don't know.
Yeah.
Thought. So yeah, they get back to the house. Sweetie was supposed to set up rose petals and candlelights. couldn't even do that in time. The mother was helping, the father was helping. Awkward. Kim and Kroy are in the bathroom, and all of a sudden Kim's dad comes walking out with his like trousers, like, "Don't do anything I wouldn't do, or if you do, name it after me." No.
Wonderful outfit choice, by the way.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to Africa for to the safari. He looked like Bill the crocodile hunter. So yeah, Kim says bye to Kroy. Kroy wanted to make sure and say bye to Brielle, but not the other sister.
The other one. Maybe there is something going on that we don't know about.
Amber Alert.
He like was reached over that. He was like, "Belle, no, you're not." Kroy, yes, I am. I love you. I love you too.
Well, when you put it that way.
I mean, that's exactly what the whispering was. They showed the subtitles. I mean, for the listeners at home who's not watching this, I'm sure that sounded a lot crazier, but that's just where my head's at. Sorry.
It's like the white precious.
Yeah. Oh, the Caucasian version.
Oh, you guys, if you can't see Kim's face, you need to go watch it. So yeah, anyways, done with Kim. Basically, all the girls are getting ready for this Africa trip. They started the episode off with Nene and Marlo. We go to Marlo's house, which Marlo has a nice, amazing house. God is good, is all I will say.
Yeah, obviously, I want that God.
And
like I said before.
Beautiful house, but security cameras?
Well,
it was a duplex.
I gotta say, the amount of money in her closet, though, just the closet alone, that's crazy.
Yes.
Who's her big papa?
No,
all those Chanel bags.
She did. Well, she did say she dated a billionaire. So,
but to me, the security cameras have more to do about the 7 mugshots.
Right.
It just makes me feel like home.
People want their stuff back.
In her little fortress. So Nene gets Marlo to go the Africa trip. We see a shoot of Nene and Marlo going out shopping together with their pet gay boy, who
that was a word.
Yeah, that was random.
His purple tie.
That was a jacked
he didn't
up tie.
say anything. Jacked up tie.
It was a little small.
Jacked up. But yeah, they were going shopping, and Marlo's picking out all these different outfits she needs for Africa. And they find 2 chains that they feel Nene should wear.
The necklace.
And I love the fact that Nene went right up to the cashier and she was like, "Wait,
what's our total?
Hold up." Researching. I mean, she was sitting there for an ill minute and saw $10,000.
$10,000. Well, that lends to, I listened to the show last week that I missed, and you've been constantly making comment about, when you have money, you don't talk about it, or you don't make comments like that. So, I mean, maybe it was just for laughs or for interest, but that was tacky.
That was tacky.
Do you guys honestly really think she got... I mean, she clearly didn't get the necklaces. And then if Marlo was to have all this money, I kind of was like, well, I thought Marlo was going to step up and be like, "I got a girl."
No, girl, I offered you a bag.
And that shit was free, and it was free for me too. Hence why
She's
you have
just handing out Chanel bags.
Yeah. She got enough to go around. And then Nene was like, "I'm going to have to give you one of mine." She went and looked down at her purse, and she was like, "When we get home." But yeah, but that's just the typical thing with Nene. It's the same thing that we can go back to the first episode when Sheree called her out. Like, you're going around buying this stuff that you don't even have the money to do. Which is one thing, I know Courtney doesn't like Sheree, but Sheree don't go around bragging these things. Although she did go out and buy that Jag when her son has a...
bed on the floor.
A bed on the floor.
But she said that was the
feed him
bed.
Cheese sandwiches with grapes.
I like Sheree.
I like Sheree.
I don't hate her, but maybe that was also a ploy because, she's been planning on this whole court thing, right? To try and get money. So, put it on TV. My kid's sleeping on the floor.
Right, but you're driving
Whether I'm driving a new car, I earn that money. Where's your child support? I mean, it's a whole different...
That's true.
I'm not saying I hate her. I don't really like her. She's kind of insignificant to me, but I don't hate her. I don't like Nene. Sorry.
And, Nene is...
I like Nene more than Peter.
Well, we're going to get to Peter in a second.
Just a little bit more.
The thing with Nene, especially with this episode, we saw she's excited that she's friends with Marlo now because she kind of feels like, well, if you listen to, I only need to go into that.
Nene said she's not afraid to put them in their place.
Right. But you also have to wait for that to backfire on you as well.
Nene, she's a manipulator, and it kind of like Karen from Wives.
That's who I
You
was-
gotta learn who your minions are and learn how to put the chess pieces on the board.
Right. So who do we think, out of all the girls, who do you guys think is the better chess player? Although I don't even think the other three girls are playing chess at all. I think it's just Nene.
I think it's just Nene.
I think Marlo plays chess for a
Because
living.
Phaedra does not give a damn.
Well, Phaedra's gonna run whatever the heck she runs, whether it be her husband and her baby, or the other girls. But out of the two, Nene and Marlo, who do you guys put your coins on?
Marlo.
Nene.
Why? I want to hear this battle.
I think Marlo survived longer. Nene's still fresh, and she's gonna trip up because now she's new money. Supposedly, no matter how much money she has or doesn't have, she's still new at it. She's gonna trip up.
I just think overall, Nene's personality is just bigger than Marlo's, and that's gonna set Marlo.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I do-
As far
I
as the
definitely
entertainment
agree with
industry, yeah, I would say Nene has longevity, but as far as Marlo, her game is tight, obviously.
But so, do we
I
think
agree with
Nene's
that too.
playing this safe in the sense of she sees the things that Marlo has, so she's clearly aligned herself with Marlo to have those things, to
No.
be able to go?
Not at all.
I think
at
she's
all.
just gonna use Marlo as a chess piece
That's what you
against the
think,
other
okay.
girls. Yeah.
All right.
She has a plan to get those things. However, Mr. Trump told her she was gonna get those things.
And
She
this-
still hangs on to whatever he told her. So hey, rock on.
All right, so we think we're gonna get a big throw up between the two by the end of the season.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
I mean, honestly, I kind of wouldn't be disappointed if Marlo became one of the new members of this show.
Me neither. Well, yeah.
She's a
She's
good
interesting.
additive to the show. I mean,
They can take her and dump Sheree.
No, I do. Although we really have not been seeing a lot. I mean, that
Until they build their house or something.
she didn't get that court case yet. Gotta wait next season.
Sheree's juke joint.
because isn't this the first season we've seen Sheree's kids? Because I don't think we've ever seen Sheree's kids.
We did.
before
We
that.
saw her daughter. We didn't see the son.
son.
They
Oh,
showed
yeah,
her
we did see
daughter
the daughter.
when she was going to college, but so
now
she was
the-
18 or
And
8.
it's also the first
that
time.
14-year-old boy with 14 size
Yeah,
feet.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
It's also the first time we've ever seen, I believe, where Sheree lives
We saw her house, her old house.
in the seasons.
Yeah.
She had an actually
Remember, she did
huge
her whole
house.
clothing line inside the house,
Oh, that is.
and then she had somebody come to
acting coach.
acting coach and to price the house. What do you call it?
At a,
an assessor.
Something like that. Yeah.
My dad does that for a living. I should know that. Well, all right. Moving on to Cynthia and her Aunt Jemima dress, sitting in her closet.
her outfit choices are just beyond me. I don't understand.
This show
I
is
feel like she
just
was-
disrespectful. You just said Aunt Jemima, and last week Christina said monkey, and I was like, what?
She did say
I
that.
was like, what?
I can't. I mean, but that's not. She literally had Aunt Jemima's outfit
Yes,
on.
she
Like,
did.
if I had the syrup
She
on
did.
here, it was
While
the same.
packing for Africa.
I just was sad I wasn't here to make a comment. I was like, what?
I felt like she, I don't know, maybe that was her inspiration for packing to be dressed like that. Because clearly, then she got her hair braided up for the trip. She just wanted to be one with the earth.
For that 20-hour flight.
Poor Cynthia.
Well, she did bring the change of clothes for that.
did.
But now we see Peter. Now, just after you have marriage counseling, you say, you know what?
I need a 10-day trip.
I need a 10-day trip away from you. Think about the things you did. I'll think about the things I'm going to do. And Peter was jealous. He was mad. He was upset, which I kind of understand. You just went to this marriage counseling session, and here you are. You guys had a wedding, which he paid for, and then no honeymoon. And you guys just are starting work and building a life together, and never have you guys stepped aside and had time for yourselves to sit back, relax, and hang out. Do you guys think that was... I mean, and she's like boasting about this trip to
Can
Africa.
I sidebar on
Go
the
ahead.
Peter topic? So, did they get married before or after Uptown closed? Because I'm trying to wonder where this money came from.
I think after.
Was
Right?
it?
Was it after?
Just checking. I don't know. I was like, where did that money
Well,
come from?
the same place where the money came from when Peter said, I'll handle it.
Yeah, I think after, because that was one of the issues was, the sister was mad because...
Oh, how
They
is he
were-
going to support you?
Yeah.
And Peter always finds a way. So yeah, but
Papa Smurf.
what did you guys think as far as Cynthia and doing this trip? Do you think it was right of her? I mean, obviously she wants to go because she wants camera time and
I think it was cool.
that stuff. But Did you guys understand where Peter was coming from, or did you just not care?
Well, now that you guys have explained that he's Jamaican, yeah, it made perfect sense to me.
Why?
Islanders, we're a little crazy, a little possessive, territorial. We ain't got much land. We live in an island. Look at Rohan Marley. Hello.
I kind of did. Interesting. The only character who Peter mentioned wanted to know if Nene was going. Well, shit, you're gonna be gone for 10 days. Is Nene going? I'm always gonna shoot that kid.
No, he did mention Kim though.
Yeah.
Which
You know, Kim don't want to go to no Africa.
Oh, too much black people.
Too many black people.
right. But if it was Europe, do you guys agree with that
No.
statement?
I don't.
I
Think.
don't.
Kim's
I think-
just caught up in her world right now. I don't think it had anything to do with Africa.
Right, and also not only that, but I mean, also Kroy's gone for a month. Like, really, what are they?
It's
gonna
not
do
like
with the
there's
baby?
not white people in South Africa. Hello.
Hey, there you go again.
Welsh colony. There you go.
But ignorance on Peter's behalf, and we even heard more ignorance towards the end of the episode. Moving over to Phaedra, I was kind of disappointed. I wanted more. I love
Her
our
baby
Phaedra
is
time.
cute as everything.
Adorable.
To me. So cute.
Till she walked into him.
Oh yeah, at the fridge.
Boom. Oh. Gee.
What's his name? What's that little
Aiden.
kid? Aiden.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Aiden, what are you over there?
One thing I did like about this episode that they did do with Phaedra, we've kind of always seen Phaedra as working. We kind of saw more of the at home. It was a family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was them kind of producing it or kind of stepping
Yeah,
it up a
a
little bit. Like, oh, here he is,
Take out
taking
the
the
garbage.
trash, and I'm getting on my car with my tie and my dresser. But I liked it. I liked the fact that the three of them just sitting down kind of feel like it's a kind of boring household. There was a few times where they just talking about baked beans for like
Small little tick, interesting little, new fathers, you can always tell. It was, Aiden was standing on the table, I think, and he kind of took a sniff towards Aiden's butt. That's how new fathers check to see if their kids got to change their diaper. I thought that was kind of cute. Sorry.
that's how I would have. All right.
I didn't pick up on that, but
Ooh.
Well, the other thing I saw with I guess you could call that new father, was when she said check it. He like stuck his tongue out to test if it was hot. Isn't it normally like you
On
put
your,
like
yeah.
your wrist?
Well, for milk, yeah, but if it's
I think food, yeah,
solid
I think-
food,
Yeah.
I still wouldn't put my tongue on it.
Yeah, it was gross. Cameron had some beans before we started the show.
My bad.
Ooh. Another actually rewind back. I want to rewind back to the shopping scene with Marlo and Nene. Marlo made the comment
About Kandi?
about Kandi. Do you guys? Because I don't agree with that. I think Kandi does stick up for what she believes in, and it may bounce from one to the other because we all have opinions. We all have.
I think Candy's the most tactful of the entire group.
Why would you say tactful?
Because whether she bounces or not, it's how she says it. She doesn't come at you straight, and it doesn't seem like she's going on the offense. She's just asking questions. Whether she's nosy, that's different, but she's still tactful in how she says it. Because sometimes Phaedra comes off very pointed and a little sharp, but otherwise Phaedra just keeps quiet. Whereas Kandi, she asks all kinds of questions. She's just in everybody's business.
I don't think Kandi means any harm by
Yeah.
it either. That's
Yeah.
why it's just like
Well, did you? Now they're all talking about this Marlo situation. It's been bouncing around.
I think Marlo took it personally. She took offense to it.
So, but you think Kandi wasn't coming at Marlo?
No.
I think she was
No.
just asking.
not in any negative way. Candy's not even that way.
Well, I think Kandi was just calling around that you tripped on like God pays, you get money from God. I mean, that is, I would want
Any
some more information.
smart person would be like, what do you mean you get money from God?
But I understand Marlo's point that, maybe that wasn't the time or place. You put me on the spot. You put
On
me
a
on
show,
blast.
like-
But, girl, you got 7 mugshots on the web, so not that Kandi even knew. So maybe it's just a natural defense, right? You got to cover up your tracks.
Exactly. But, one thing I will say that Kandi does do, I don't know if you guys pick up on this, but when she confronts you about something or asks her little questions, she does like this, like,
Yeah,
it's like this weird, awkward smile.
Like
and
she's
it's
always
like,
unsure of herself.
Yeah, but to me, that's where I see Marlos being like, because at the dinner party, was that at the dinner party where she brought up the billionaire and the Big Papa situation? When Kandi was asking her questions, she did her little smile thing.
Yeah, and
That's
that could
where I
be.
can see Marlo being like, "Why would you ask that question and then make that face?" Like,
Right. So you knew that was offensive.
right,
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where I see Kandi, and that's why I want to know what you guys felt about that, because to me that does come off a little bit funny with Kandi. But I do think she's the most genuine on the show.
I don't think Kandi has any bad intentions. So I mean, she's just Kandi.
I appreciate it because she wants to be kind of genuine. Put it out there. Right. You guys want to make money? Put it out there.
So then at the end of the episode, we got the airport drop off.
Everybody had an escort.
Like needed it. I mean, I understand Phaedra and Apollo maybe.
Where was the baby?
Yeah, well that was the other.
How about Phaedra's comment though? The only person with a rap sheet that I hang out with is my husband. I like that.
That was cute of her.
I like that she admits it. Like she wasn't gonna cover that up. She was like,
"Oh, that will be amongst that family forever because that's how she holds him by the balls." You're gonna do what? Remember who got you out of that? And again we see the romantic side between Apollo and Phaedra. I'm really starting to. I think they're my favorite couple on the show.
a passionate kiss.
A very passionate kiss. And he wanted to have a whole lot of passionate scenes in the back of the limo.
Right.
Of course, Kandi got dropped off at school by her mom. And that was another scene. Here's the scene with all the girls sitting outside, where I look at Kandi and I'm just like, "You look like a little girl with her hair." She was just like, Or when something happens, you don't go directly on your phone because then I'm gonna assume you're texting somebody about it. It was kind of the same thing Nene did at the dinner party the other week. To avoid a situation, you reach down, look at your phone. We see Sheree, Phaedra, the three of them. Nene comes out and everyone's like, "All right, let's go. We get to leave." And Marlo pops out. Sheree's face was priceless. Did you guys catch her face?
Yeah.
Stale. And Phaedra was just like, "Oh, is he dropping her off?"
Phaedra was like, just in awe.
And Kandi was down texting her phone. And I don't know if you realized, but I felt like Nene was trying to peek over to see what you saw that, right? Nene was looking down, peeking over at Kandi to see. I felt like it was to see who she was texting. So I'm really excited for this Africa trip.
Atlanta police.
The police department.
We're getting on Delta Flight 307.
Border Patrol.
She is open warrants. And I love Sheree's comment. She was like, "I mean, it's fine if she wants to come, but I don't even know if she can leave the country."
Is she on parole?
Is she on parole?
It'd be classic to blow a TSA horn as they're going to the checkpoint.
That would have been everything.
So, Marlo's thoughts at that moment. What do you think is really going through Marlo's head right now? That's awkward. That's weird.
I'm sure she knows it's awkward because she asked everybody, "Are you guys happy that I'm here or coming?"
I
And they were like,
her.
"Yeah."
I kind of like her.
You kind of like Marlo?
Yeah.
I kind of like Marlo too. I don't have any. Nene is the one that I have an issue with. But we'll see.
We'll see because
next show.
I mean, this episode was kind of grouped differently than normally. We didn't get Sheree. We didn't really get. We got too little from everybody, but it wasn't enough.
It's too much Kim.
Too much Kim, and not enough to talk about. But any last comments or anything from the show that you guys care to bring up again? Only one that we didn't really touch on was spray and pray. After you have a baby. Well, after you have a baby, you're more fertile. And Kim mentioned that. And Croy was like, "Hey, that's all right. We'll just
Is that true?
pray."
I don't know. I never really talked about it. Oh.
What? Okay, so after you have a baby, you're more fertile.
Yes. That's why.
Why? Because your plumbing's working?
Apparently.
Everything's there.
Everything's there,
place.
rejuvenating.
Okay, so what is the spray and what is it?
Spray and pray.
Spray and pray. So what's that?
He was not trying to use a condom.
Oh.
And if something happens, we
I
just
get it.
cross our
Okay.
fingers. On that note, we're going to head to a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll hit you up with predictions.
He left the booth.
Oh.
Sick.
All right. Okay, so
That is over.
I'm excited. We're just going to go straight into predictions right now. I'm excited for next week. I think next week's going to be amazing. I was actually almost disappointed because the Africa trip looked like everyone was getting along.
Animals. Ooh.
Then we got, what was the scene? They're at the orphanage playing around with everybody.
Kandi makes a comment about she's not really sure if she can picture Kim in an orphanage, blah, blah. And then I guess they call her, it's Sheree, right? And they actually bring it up.
But how do you feel? Because Kim was laying on that bed. I mean, Kandi was laying on that bed too.
And she's trying to explain why she said it, but I think Kim's going to take it offensively. But they still kind of have drama between them about the whole recording thing, right?
Kandi.
So, but they worked it out.
I don't think Candy's really over it.
Well, because they've never really talked about it.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, it's like
Kim still thinks she's done nothing wrong, and I don't agree. But hey, that's not my thing. And then there's some kind of gathering at somebody's house. I don't know whose house it was.
I think it's at probably the villa,
their hotel or something.
Because they'll have
it looks like there's argument between both camps, and I guess Nene was trying to. I don't know if she was stopping it, but she was trying to say something, and then she was trying to quiet Marlo down. Interesting. So they weren't fighting with each other yet, but I think it's going to turn.
I mean, we'll probably get, the way Bravo usually does, we'll probably get 2.5 episodes of Africa.
Well, if it's anything like the previews, I'm all for watching the Africa trip.
Oh, I'm so
Next
excited.
episode, Nene's covering her cheek.
Yeah, well,
Slash.
How do you think it's going to go down? Because I think something's going to happen with Sheree, and that's going to kind of put the split in the group. Because at first, they were all cheersing at the top of the mountaintops. I think it's going to be Sheree, and that's why Sheree says to Cynthia, you can come, you're invited, probably leaving out Nene and
Marlo. I don't know, but it looks interesting because when Marlo got up out of that table at the dining room, I was like, oh, here it goes.
And it'll be interesting to see where Cynthia's...
And her voice dropped like 2 octaves.
It did. I did notice that. It really went to a man level. The tranny came out.
All right. Well, so there's going to be lots of tranny, housewives, drama, Africa. I'm excited. You can follow me on Twitter at DJ Jesse J. You can also make sure you guys tell your friends about AfterBuzz TV. Follow us on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook. You can follow Cameron on Twitter at
Tamakawa777.
You can follow me at Mykee Wattz, spelled MYKEEWATTZ.
Mike's gangster.
Gangsta.
Until next week, guys, we will see you. Make sure you guys tune into Bad Girls Club tonight, season premiere. Peace.
Peace.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janedy, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.